So now, game number 3 from the Liacouras Center. It's the defending champion, Power, against Tri-State here in the city of brotherly love. And that means the doctor is back. Julius Erving leading Tri-State, one of the all-time greats. 16 combined ABA and NBA seasons. He brought the title to Philadelphia in 1983. 11-time NBA All-Star, all 11 NBA seasons. And of course, enshrined in Springfield in the class of 1993. And the head coach and the doctor meeting the fans here in Philadelphia and ready to lead his team in the finale of this triple header here in the city of brotherly love. And with that, we welcome you back. I'm Ed Cohen with Avery Johnson. Simply put, here in Philadelphia, it does not get better than that, seeing number 6 back in the building.
Love number 6. Dr. J, what an incredible career. And let's give a lot of credit to Ice Cube and the Big 3 for the level of coaches that we have in the Big 3. You know, obviously you got Nancy Lieberman, legend, Lady Magic. Right. We got Dr. J, George Gervin, Gary Payton. You know, we got some George Gervin. We got some incredible coaches that gives a lot of credibility for them to spend their time being as passionate as they are about the Big 3.
As for the players in this one, there's a lot of talent as well as we look at the rosters brought to you by State Farm. And for Tri-State, their co-captains, they've done a few things together. Amar'e Stoudemire and Nate Robinson. Glenn Big Baby Davis, game winner last week for Power. But this team, when you look at where it all starts, Katina Mobley coming off a huge week for Power in Indianapolis, and he got things going in this season with 28 points in Power's win. And
talking to Coutinho, you know, his amount of work and preparation that he puts into his body, you know, float tank, cryotherapy, his stretching routine, and his preparation is incredible. And then Amar'e, wow, this guy just looks incredible. His mid-range jump shot, we used to treat it just like a three-point shot. You better rush him and make him drive. And here's another legend. Nancy looked like she can go out here and play in the Big 3. She looks so good. And what a legendary career, Hall of Fame career. Just remarkable, Ed.
Lady Magic, as you mentioned, on one side, a champion a year ago with Power, trying to repeat here in year number 3 of the Big 3. And away we go here from Philadelphia. Jason Richardson, Yakuba Diawara, and Amar'e Stoudemire out there for Tri-State. And for Power, Katina Mobley, along with Michael Thompson, Clay's brother, and Glenn Big Baby Davis, who didn't score a ton last week, 4 points, but the game-winning jumper in the win against Three's Company.
Normally, you know, if teams get off to a hot start, you know, they're going to set the tempo for their entire game. We haven't seen that. We've seen some comeback.
Big Baby No, Jay Rich with the rebound. And last comeback, three-headed monsters down 13, surge back to beat the Aliens, and what a performance down the stretch from Rashard Lewis to get them to 2-0. Katina Mobley, age 43, out of Cardinal Doherty High School. He's from North Philadelphia. Jay Rich backs him down. Diawara's going to back it up. And Tri-State the first on the board.
And then Katina Mobley, you know, we arrive here with our production meetings 4 and 5 hours before the game, and who's on the court shooting shot after shot after shot? Katina Mobley.
It's amazing the work that he puts in, the focus, the preparation, physically, mentally. He wants to win another title.
He's going to need his teammates to step up, because I can't see Tri-State allowing him to go one-on-one and have a big night. You know, Thompson's going to have to make some threes. Big Baby's going to have to, you know, make some jump shots. All the teammates going to have to contribute, because again, he's going to see 1.5 defenders, just like in that situation right there.
Let's revisit the key rules. If you're new to Big 3, this is Season 3 of the top professional 3-on-3 league in the world. First to 50 wins. Have to win by 2. Halftime comes when a team has scored 25. There's no game clock. There is a 14-second shot clock. Free throws get 1 shot if you're found in the process of shooting. And of course, the 4-point shot, player must be touching any part of the 3 4-point circles, which are 30 feet from the basket. All right, Stoudemire, a little more conventional that time. 4-2 Tri-State.
And that's what we talked about with a lot of big guys. It's not always just playing with your basket back to the basket, but it's getting that live ball catch on the elbow and using your ability to put the ball on the floor, and hopefully your big guy is trailing you, the big guy defender's trailing you, and you can put pressure on him just like Stoudemire did on that last play.
Big Baby lost control of his body, called for traveling. But you still see the athleticism, his ability to break guys down, especially off the dribble.
Yeah, the athleticism is still there.
There it is.
But also Big Baby's defense.
Mobley out for Michael Thompson. Rises and hits. Michael Thompson, 31 years old. Clay is 29. Their youngest brother, Trace, 28, plays Major League Baseball as Diawara steps up.
Pick and roll coverages in all of our games. You know, what are you going to do, you know, defensively if you're guarding the screener? Are you going to switch? Are you going to drop back in what we call a straight drop or a zone? Are you going to try to trap the pick and roll? So decisions need to be made on every play. Here they switches the pick and roll, but Thompson makes a huge 3 over Stoudemire. Contested 3.
Not surprising to say it. Thompson hits a 3 with a hand in his face and does it rather calmly. Clay's brother makes it 7-6 Power. Amar'e Stoudemire driving on Glenn Big Baby Davis. And the reach and foul on Big Baby.
If you're going to switch on a pick and roll, you have to switch up the line, above the 3-point line, to take away that 3. Stoudemire was a little bit slow in his switch, and Thompson converted.
Big Baby and Amar'e swoops in and finishes. 9-6 Power. Quentin Richardson, we'll see if he appears. He's been battling a hamstring injury. Richardson out for Diawara. Chased off the line and stripped by Mobley. In for Big Baby. What a play.
Great defense and understanding the rules. Steal, score as soon as you can.
7-0 run for Power. Amar'e the switch and the finish with the left.
Amar'e looks like a man on a mission. And I think you'll see him, Baby Davis will end up backing up a little bit more, giving him a little bit more space, and then you'll see if Amar'e's going to make his jump shot tonight. But he can't allow Amar'e to continue to drive.
Oh, Jay Rich threw it away. Mobley from deep. Remember, Jason Richardson led the NBA most threes at one point in his NBA career as Stoudemire hits another one.
Perfect. Davis decided to take the drive away, and if Stoudemire is making that shot and mixing it in with his drives, good night. This game may be over before you know it.
Oh, nicely done. Thompson, the pocket pass for Big Baby. And we get a stoppage here with Power, Avery, leading by 3 over Tri-State.
Big Baby Davis. That was a great pocket pass by Thompson and an incredible finish.
Here at Philadelphia, Power now leading 12-10. They changed the Michael Thompson 3 to a 2. Nancy Lieberman last year, first ever women coach to win a title in a professional men's sports league. And one of her players, Quentin Richardson, wouldn't have it any other way.
She does an amazing job of being ready. She come in with cards. She's as prepared as any coach I done played for. Stan Van Gundy's, Larry Brown, Mike D'Antoni, Alvin Gentry, some great coaches. She's right up there with any of them. right now in the league, in any league, NBA, Big 3, whatever you want to call it.
And there is Quentin Richardson. You think of the great coaches he played for. Lady Magic, with her preparation, the videos, the emails, everything that goes into preparing each week in the Big 3, Avery, has won his affection.
Yeah, great sense of appreciation for all the work that Nancy puts in and week out. That just builds confidence and trust and loyalty with your players.
Now, Diawara fires and misses. So we talked to Katina Mobley yesterday as Stoudemire cleans up and scores. And he said, you know, Nancy is sharp, but it's also the right fit because so many of the players on this team are sharp, want to be coached, and there's that level of engagement that works both ways.
Yeah, because during the practice, Katina Mobley was coaching also, and, you know, Nancy gave him some rope and flexibility to communicate and gets his thoughts out. As she talked about, it's not a dictatorship. You know, it's about team, and if she doesn't have the answer, you know, she's open for suggestions, and that just creates a great learning environment and success.
Here's the Birdman, Chris Anderson, and comes up short. So for Tri-State, you have Nate Robinson, Amar'e Stoudemire, Yakuba Diawara, Power, Michael Thompson, Katina Mobley, and the Birdman. Stat on Cat and Stoudemire over Mobley.
Some teams like to attack mismatches off the dribble with the guard going against the big guy or post it up. They decided to post it up. Stoudemire versus Mobley. Stoudemire went to the string and he was successful.
This is a rematch of last year's semifinals in the Big 3. Power victorious that time, and for more on Nancy Lieberman, let's go over to Brendan Tierney.
I'll tell you, that was an intense minute or so. I'm waiting to come back from that package with Q Rich, who was just speaking glowingly about Lady Magic, as she's called, and she's earned it all. She just wanted to coach. I kept telling her, hey, coach, now the TV's going to wait for us. We're good. We got 30 seconds. We got it. I want to get back. And, like, I thought she was going to set a pick on me. I thought she was going to roll right through my body. I mean, she was fired up. She's like, enough with this interview stuff. I want to go coach. I said, okay, I got to respect it. Get back to the huddle, coach. I got you.
I think we can all agree, nothing personal, man.
No, I would certainly hope not, but she had fire in the eyes, and that's what makes her great, no doubt. Most great people that are passionate about something have that, and she clearly does, no doubt.
Thanks, BT. Avery, Brooklyn-born, bred on the courts in Harlem, playing some great competition, a silver medal in 1976, and of course a storied college career at Old Dominion.
Yeah, I feel bad for my man BT. She had that Popovich look in her eyes at the end. She didn't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah, I thought she was gonna start boxing.
Yeah, but Avery, here's the deal. At least, you know, when you're getting Pop, you get one word in. I got none. So, I mean, that's like Pop would be downright verbose compared to what we had, you know?
I think the one thing with Pop is 2 questions. If you dare ask a third, you're in trouble.
It's time to leave in the corner.
Stoudemire drains it. We got a good game here, tied at 16 here in the first half. Remember, first to 25 brings us to halftime.
Yeah, no major runs for teams right now. You know, if a team scores, the other team is answering.
How about crashing the glass? Looks like Birdman's going to get the credit, but Julian Wright was right there.
Yeah, Tri-State score, here comes Power. And offensive rebounds, we saying that there's a premium on offensive rebounding in our first 2 games, and it's continued in this game.
How about the hop step? Wright gets it back from Birdman. Little Nate thought he had it cleanly. Instead, he's called for the foul on Julian Wright, who's going to take that 2-point shot from the foul line. Corey Maggetti's still out, the captain for Power. Didn't play last week either in Detroit. So Julian Wright, 4 NBA seasons, 6'8", and a former first-round pick out of Kansas, now in for the defending champ.
Yeah, it's hard to fill Corey Maggetti's shoes, but this is a great opportunity for Wright to come out and have an impact on the game. He's more of a utility guy. You know, he's consistently been a guy that every now and then can, you know, he'll be able to knock down a shot. But if he can make his free throw, offensive rebounds, loose balls, maybe come and help defensively, because again, they're going to have to give their big guys some help on Stoudemire.
stat with the last 12 points for Tri-State. It's tied up at 18. Mobley over Robinson. Katina Mobley, the strength to power over the little guy.
Pretty interesting to see how teams adjust, especially with that matchup. That's a win for power every time they get the ball with Patino on the box.
Nate wants it back, and he's got it. Nate Robinson to the basket, taking Mobley off the dribble and some.
He said, Coach Avery, what are you talking about? I'm coming back and shake and bake.
He hears all. Mobley back at Robinson. Legs tangled, foul called. Richardson doesn't like it, and Nate's on his backside.
Great screen by Stoudemire. Anderson's out of position. Doesn't really get to the basket to block that shot. Great finish by Nate.
Now that's 3 on Nate Robinson. He's yelling to the scorer's table, I have 2. But since it's 3, he has to sit the rest of the first half.
Yeah, that's a big loss, especially coming off a situation where he makes a splendid move going to the basket. I know he was looking to go back and try to execute that same game plan again offensively.
Corsley Edwards in. And summoned to the roster with Jermaine O'Neal out. O'Neal, of course, dealing with a heart murmur that was discovered before last weekend's opener in Indianapolis. So Corsley Edwards in for Tri-State, veteran of 10 NBA games. All came in the 04-05 season, as both teams going to some guys who weren't on the roster going back to last week.
Yes, and I was proud of Jermaine for talking about, his situation, because whenever you talk about the heart, it's not a hamstring or an ankle, it's the heart, and I was proud of him. Wow, big shot.
Katina Mobley. I mean, that lends itself to the conversation because Katina Mobley knows all about that. His career ended prematurely in 2008 due to heart issues.
Yes.
Julian Wright has gotten us to the break. Howard with a surge to close, 25-20. That 3 from Mobley, the putback from Wright. And what was a seesaw opening half here in Philadelphia. Katina Mobley from North Philadelphia, grew up in the only section of town, and then starred at Cardinal Doherty, which also is the alma mater of Kyle Lowry, champion with the Raptors. And how about that stroke?
And that was great defense by Jason Richardson. It was just better offense. And you got to be able to bounce back from those situations. How are you going to respond to adversity or disappointment?
Right. Howard, the defending champs. Katina Mobley, a big reason why. And he is with Brandon Tierney.
All right, back home. I know you want to put on a show. You hit that long 3. How you feeling?
I'm okay. Body a little beat up, but I'll be all right.
Wait, beat up? You got to get back in that chamber you were telling us about last night. You beat up already?
Yeah, I got this vertigo going. Room kind of spinning a little bit, but I'll figure it out.
I got you. So I know.
That's all.
I hear you. You were drawing up a play there with Coach. What were you drawing up there? Something for yourself?
Julian, he's new. So we just want to be a little more sharp on our plays. He didn't know the play, so I had to tell him the play, not his fault. So we just got to be able to run crisp plays, that's all.
Hitting threes and coaching him up. Thanks, man. Hang in there. All right, he's a little banged up, but he's a warrior. He's back home.
No doubt, PT, the grimace from the old veteran Katina Mobley. His team up by 5. Power over Tri-State at the break of the Big 3 here on CBS Sports Network. Almost 7,300 here at the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia at the break of Game 3. It's power over Tri-State, 25-20. And coming up next Saturday, Big 3 rolls into Birmingham, Alabama. Triple header on CBS Sports Network. Tri-State will be there against Three's Company. Aliens, a tough loss tonight. Try to get back at it against the Ball Hogs. And then the enemies and the Ghost Ballers. Welcome back inside. Ed Cohen with Avery Johnson. Well, we talked about Cuttino Mobley. We talked about Amar'e Stoudemire at the top. Guess what? Both guys delivered big time in that first half.
Yeah, both guys are, playing really well. Stoudemire has been a force. Wow, this guy's just, he can play for another 30 years. He's incredible, man, and mixing up his game, inside, outside. Mobley on balance. He said he was a little tired, but I'm looking for him to have a strong finish. Wow, that was almost a 4-point shot, that deep three. But I think the big key is Tri-State's going to need some more help from Jason Richardson. Last week, he had 17 points and 10 rebounds.
Right.
He scoreless in the first half. So, consistency from week to week is very important.
Tri-State down by 5. Their head coach, you may have heard of him, Dr. J with Brandon Tierney.
You know who this guy is? Basketball royalty, Doc. You back home, everybody's giving it up for you. This has to feel pretty good for you. What's it like to come back to Philly?
Well, I'll tell you, it's always great to come back here. I love the fans. We have a mutual love affair going with one another. I'm glad to see them show up for the Big 3. Now I just need my team to step it up a little bit to show up for the Tri-State.
Yeah, no, we got a good matchup inside. Big Baby and obviously Amar'e and Coach Avery Johnson. Before he referenced that up and under when you just palmed it. I always wondered, when you jumped in the air, did you know what you were going to do, or you just kind of said, I'm mid-flight and I'll make something up?
But not all the time, but I would think the majority of the time it was something I had done before.
Okay.
All right, so that's what came out of it.
A little muscle memory.
Muscle memory? I think it was having that air brake. Putting the air brake on and then having a little time in the air.
I got you. Get back on the bench. Doctor, it's an honor. Thank you very much. Dr. J.
All right, BT. Yes. Few like him in the history of this game and beyond.
Yes, and the rest of us, we can only dream of staying in the air that long. Only time I've ever been in the air that long when I've jumped off of a trampoline.
Well, you came into the league first year 88-89. He'd retired 2 seasons ago. Just missed playing in the NBA at the same time. But it's funny, you hear the conversation. People say, how did the NBA move on after Michael Jordan retired? His Big Baby hits that. Before that, it was how did the NBA take that next step after Dr. J retired? You played during those years.
Right, and they took that next step, and along came a guy like Michael Jordan, who took the baton from guys like Dr. J and Magic and Bird, and then the next guy came along, and it's Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, and it's just great. And guys like Kevin Durant.
Here's Stoudemire. Big first half for Tri-State. Scored 14. Richardson and Michael Thompson's there. Trying to free Thompson up. Now one-on-one. Big Baby, Diawara. We saw Mobley grimacing, catching his breath at the break. Just picked up the steal. Stoudemire lost the dribble. Michael Thompson, hand in his face, no.
Right now you see very poor shot selection. Guys are shooting contested shots. There's no space, not a lot of movement.
Diawara, shot clock at 2.
And then when your teammate creates a shot for you, you have to take it. That time Jason Richardson created a shot, but Diawara didn't want to shoot the basketball. And
4-point shot, Michael Thompson not there.
Jay Rich got to get going.
But Jay Rich wanted the foul. Instead it's Stat. Diawara shuffled his feet, traveling.
Great defensive strategy by Power. Nancy made sure that Stoudemire wasn't going to be able to go one-on-one. It wasn't quite a double team, but it was what we call a hard dig, trying to force him to make a decision, put the ball on the floor, but make sure that he passes the basket.
Mobley, only option was to shoot, and boy, did he ever.
Mobley can flat out score the basketball. So impressed with him. At one time in his career, he wasn't as effective going to his right. But now, wiser. He's probably watched a ton of film on how defenses try to slow him down. And just that little fadeaway, even if you're not jumping out the gym, but that little fadeaway right there, staying on balance, puts the defense in a bad position to try to contest and block his shot.
Look at the hometown guy. Cuttino Mobley grew up just north of the Lieberman Center in North Philadelphia. Had a great run at Rhode Island for Al Skinner and Jim Harrick before the 11 NBA seasons. And you were living in Houston at the time he was starting to play for the Rockets with Steve Francis. You saw that evolution from his younger years to his NBA career.
Absolutely. He always wanted to play against the older guys. The lights in the gym never went out. Here's a guy that lived in the gym. Every time we worked out, he was always there. So whether it was on the track, lifting weights, working on our fundamentals, playing, basketball 3-on-3.
Right.
He always wanted to compete.
He said to stay sharp, to not lose the motor skills, if you will. He still plays pickup at UCLA, lives out in California, and that keeps him sharp, even if the guys are younger and faster than he might be at age 43.
Right. He talked about early in the week, just really stretching a lot, making sure that he takes great care of his body, and then towards the middle of the week, that's when he turns it up and try to play against young guys and get his body moving.
And just doing the little things, Avery.
Yeah, just rebounding, and it's not just rebounding, but it's also passing.
Power, even with that missed shot from Big Baby, has scored the last 9 points. Tri-State scoreless since the break. It was 25-20. Nate Robinson offloads. Edwards. And Michael Thompson with the rebound for Power. Over the top, and Diawara face guarding Cuttino Mobley's whistled.
And Big Baby's spending a lot of time on the perimeter. You'll probably see Nancy make an adjustment to get Big Baby inside a little bit more. I think he can win this matchup against Edwards.
Power, the defending champions. 7-1 regular season last year. Beat Tri-State in the semifinals. Three's company for the championship. Mobley, pull-up jumper.
Mobley's close to being called for an offensive foul with that left elbow, so he's got to be very careful.
Edwards missed the dunk. Keep in mind, Power, their captain Corey McGetty, last year's Big 3 MVP, hasn't played this year.
Got to come over and help.
Quick turn, missed the jumper, Mobley, and he gets it back.
And Ed, that's what happens with a mismatch. It's not you stopping the offensive player in the post initially, but it's that second jump if he misses the shot. So that's why you got to get down and support. So here Cuttino misses the shot, but again, because of his size and strength, he's able to retrieve the ball and then make a really nice pass again against a mismatch with Big Baby versus Nate Robinson.
Let's see if he was going up. The foul was on the floor. And it was the 4th team foul on Tri-State. And trying to get Amar'e Stoudemire in, they just do in time for Yakuba Diawara.
I like how you say his name, man.
Lost some sleep over it. A lot of practice, but it worked out. Big Baby Davis just rolls off the tongue. A little easier.
Yeah, that's good.
There he is. Julian Wright missed it over Edwards. Offensive rebounds going the way of Power here since halftime. And there's the matchup you've been talking about.
And also, guys like Julian, when you shoot, follow your shot. A lot of great scores. That's another reason why they can score the basketball. It's not just on wide open shots or some one-on-one move where you get the defender off balance and you score, but they have a sense of when they miss shots following their misses.
Cuttino Mobley, the touch from the Philly native. And the run to start the half continues, a 6-0 run, and in all, 11 straight points for Power.
Isn't it great how the fans receive Cuttino? Basically a standing ovation. It's back home.
Smooth.
Great job of creating space. Little jab step.
Cardinal Doherty, where he went to high school, he played his final year of prep school in Maine. Cardinal Doherty has since closed, but Kyle Lowry starred there. As Robinson steps up, a much-needed 3 for Tri-State.
Much needed. Nate Robinson looked for him. Again, he scored earlier, going left off the pick and roll. He's got to be a little bit more offensive-minded here.
Matchup again against Nate Robinson, this time right. Spin move, hook shot, and Power extends the lead. For Tri-State, Corsley Edwards with Amar'e Stoudemire, Nate Robinson. Edwards spins, can't finish against Big Baby. Entering a bear hug. Right, doubled. Big Baby sets the feet for 3. Offensive board.
Looks like they're going to try to bring some help in the post.
Oh my goodness, arms tangled.
That foul could have gone either way. That was a wrestling match. Whether it was guys like Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, I'm not going to even include myself. We don't like to get posted.
No.
It's violent inside when you try to post up a small guy.
Try all you can. At some point, it's going to backfire.
Yeah, Nate Robinson, he's a football player. Multi-sport guy.
Big Baby career 18% three-point shooter. Had some good looks there, and now gets a breather. Mobley into traffic, ball loose.
Dr. J did a great job. Heard him talking to his team during that last break of bringing over some more help and trying to force Coutinho to find Anderson or Wright. Cannot allow him to go one-on-one when you have 2 guys on the floor that are not great three-point shooters. They can potentially make a 3 every now and then, but that's not their strength.
Dr. J giving Edwards a breather. Mason Richardson back in with Robinson and Stoudemire. Deep shot. Nate airballed. Richardson couldn't throw it off Mobley. Missed it. Got it back and finishes.
These guys are competing at a high level and playing above the rim.
Right.
These guys are not below the rim. They're elevating.
Nate gets it to go in the foul. Nate Robinson's going to have a chance at 3. Now this is shaping up to be an exciting second half. Can Tri-State keep the pressure on Power? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, brilliant finish by Nate going to the basket. He's gaining a lot of confidence. Got off to a slow start.
All of his 8 points, the last 8 for Tri-State, including the first 6 since halftime. Thompson, right, the touch. Birdman back out. Julian Wright. Look at Birdman. And Stoudemire gladly says the foul's on me.
You can see Tri-State defense shrinking even more and more. They're just daring Wright to shoot the three-point shot. So basically, it's like a 2-man zone. The guy, when Coutinho's in the game, the guy that's guarding Mobley, he'll play him tough, try to force him to drive the basketball, but the other 2 guys are going to just stay in the zone.
Chris Anderson, part of the title team a year ago, gets the bounce. Power with the 11-point lead and a timeout here in Philadelphia. Defending champs up on Tri-State.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
City of brotherly love and, of course, the best cheesesteak on the planet. Power leading by 11 over Tri-State. Quentin Richardson for Power has not gotten in, dealing with the hamstring injury here tonight, but he is mic'd up on the bench.
Keep his hands off him while he's shooting. Coach, I told him whoever he guard to post him up.
He gotta land. He gotta be able to land. He can't take up his space. Yeah, that's 2 on him.
I talked about Katina Mobley in Nancy Lieberman's ear. Quentin Richardson has that availability as well. You don't see that at every level. Coach, players, the interaction over the course of a game.
And that's a great example for all of the young people that are watching, whether they're here or watching on TV, that even though you're not playing an active role and helping the team on the court, you can still stay involved. And your energy, your positive energy can be, something that helps your team. You might see something that the guys on the court don't see. You can assist the coach, but you're still involved. You're not pouting on the bench. You're not feeling sorry for yourself. You're still trying to contribute.
Oh, we saw that shot on the bench. It's like Nancy Lieberman and her 3 assistants right now. Big Baby, Katina Mobley, and Q Rich.
Great teams have great leadership. It can't always be about the coach.
Julian Wright skies and scores for Power. So week number 2, it's the final half. And the close to our triple header tonight in Philadelphia. Ed Cohen, Avery Johnson, Brandon Tierney, our entire CBS Sports Network crew here for the Big 3. Steal from Michael Thompson.
Did Nate lose the ball, or did he try to go between his legs? Pretty interesting.
With Nate, I think a little bit of both.
Yes.
As Dr. J has said, he's unpredictable for us and the opponent. Birdman. All right, giving them good minutes, and Julian Wright's going to shoot a shot for 2 points.
I think Nate tried to put the ball between his legs. I don't know if, Dr. J's going to be really excited about that post game.
He could be such a plus. The energy he brings. Dr. J said there is that ego, which is good because he believes he can make something happen every time.
Yeah. And that would have been very entertaining for the crowd had he put it through his legs and been successful and maybe win and, slam dunk champ, dunked the basketball or scored on it.
Only 3-time slam dunk champ in NBA history. He's like the Craig Hodges of the dunk contest. Won the 3-point contest 3 times. Julian Wright, rainmaker, not that time.
Great defense by Tri-State.
Lane open for Richardson. And he's going to shoot at the foul line. Look at the Tri-State roster, Avery. Obviously, Jermaine O'Neal waiting for him to make his season debut. Stoudemire, Robinson, Jason Richardson. Pieces are there for Dr. J's team. It's just a matter of it all coming together. They won 5 games a year ago. Tough loss last week and trying to get things back on track.
Yeah, tough loss last week. Pick and roll situation. They ended up trapping the pick and roll and obviously didn't get a rotation. Lost the game, but the pieces are there. It's all about chemistry. Guys, playing together, getting a couple of games under their belt.
Oh, no foul. Richardson and Mobley. Shot clock's at 2. Diawara can go up, and he does.
Really turning up, Tri-State turning up the defense. They didn't leave any room for Power to operate. Dribbling the basketball, their screens. You can see Jason Richardson now is trying to deny Mobley the ball. No easy catches. They're trying to make other guys score. Look for them to try to force Mobley to drive the basketball, and when you force him to drive the basketball and he doesn't drive, then a lot of times you'll come up short because you're going to have a highly contested shot. No space to operate here. Great job by Jason Richardson.
It seems like Tri-State's made an adjustment because Mobley told us yesterday the goal was to drag Stoudemire out and create that space, but they're not giving Mobley that step to get to the basket.
No, space is important on any level of basketball. But Jason Richardson did an outstanding job. The support defense was there.
Mobley flips it up and in. Phillies guy, Cat, Katina Mobley.
Amar'e was a little bit slow on his baseline rotation to come over and support and help. Incredible shot by Mobley.
Shot clock doesn't reset. Richardson, no. Diawara, another offensive board. Backdoor. Richardson, reverse slam. Are you kidding? Get out of your seat.
Brilliant. Magnificent.
Out of nowhere.
Got the fans off their feet on that move. I know a lot of times in that situation, the dunk gets the highlight, but boy, what a great pass by Diawara.
That's a dunk champion doing amazing things and maybe giving Tri-State a little momentum here, because if they're going to make a comeback, it's got to be now.
And we talked about it at halftime. You know, Jason Richardson was 0 for 2 from the field. Here's a guy that scored 17 points last week. That dunk seemed to really re-energize him. Took the ball to the basket.
Now we saw the fans, and there have been some good plays tonight, but all 7,298 seemed to erupt out of their seats here at the Liacouras Center.
Yes, we've had game-winning baskets. The banks are open in Philadelphia.
Yes, Sunday night version. I guess after that dunk, he deserved a little kiss. All right, 9-point game. Stoudemire, Diawara. Mobley strips him, takes it back, and he's fouled. You just see the smarts, the understanding of 3-on-3 from Katina Mobley, right?
Veteran of the game. Katina could play 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. He can play at any level of basketball, under any circumstances.
He now has 19 points. We saw him fighting a little bit when he spoke to Brandon Tierney going off at halftime. Right now, Power, minus the reigning league MVP, 5 points away from a 2-0 start.
At this point, you take quality shots. Know where you're going to get your shots.
Big baby, Amar'e overcommits, left it short. Well, they never cleared it, and they're waving it off. Hit the rim, clearly changed possession. They did not bring it beyond the arc, which you must do.
Yes, and the managers, they're going to have to check the floor. It's really slippery out there. Oh, we see a manager out there wiping the floor down.
Same move, Big Baby. This time draws the foul, reaching in from Amar'e Stoudemire.
Milking that free throw line. Look like Tri-State's not going to help and bring some support to help Stoudemire.
Well, this is the place where Big Baby hit arguably the biggest shot last year for Power. Semifinals against Tri-State. Great setup by Quentin Richardson, and led to a hard foul from David Hawkins. Otherwise would have been a game-winning basket, but Big Baby stepped up and hit the free throw to win it.
Easiest place to get an offensive rebound is after free throw.
Diawara in a battle with Mobley. Step through, finish, give it to him. Chance at three. Yakuba Diawara, Tri-State hanging tough.
The ref was really gracious on that play. I don't know if that was a three-point play. That looked like he was on the ground, but great move and finish. What a battle.
Really.
Fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. Guys are leaving it all out on the floor.
His caps a triple header. Stoudemire gets it back. Amar'e denied by Big Baby. He's going to stay with Tri-State. Earlier tonight, Ghost Ballers, a thorough effort. Amar'e Moon with 21, Ricky Davis with 20. With the comeback from the three-headed monsters, down 13, beat the Aliens. Stoudemire halfway down, couldn't finish it. Time to make some winning plays for both sides. Michael Thompson gets his own rebound. Mobley trapped. 3 to shoot. Katina Mobley didn't know the shot clock was coming down.
The city of Philadelphia, they're going to run out of ice tonight because these guys, I can feel the intensity and the contact and the physicality here at courtside. This guy's going to need to ice down every part of their bodies tonight after this game. It's that intense.
Hopefully Wawa has some left when it's all said and done. Drop step, Big Baby. And a chance at 3. Glenn Big Baby Davis taking Amar'e Stoudemire off the dribble.
Great body control, utilizing the rim. Watch him here. 2-foot jump stop. You hear that every day in practice. High school, college, pros.
Diawara. Richardson can't save it. Dives into the first row. Look out.
Power's going to have to make a decision here. Are they going to go for the win with a 3? Or go back to Big Baby Davis inside to try to get, force Tri-State to double team?
Point game. Poked away by Stoudemire. Big Baby. It's tied up. We have not had many of these tonight or through the first 2 weekends of the Big 3.
Yeah, and again, that's what we talked about. They try to go back inside to Baby Davis. Probably on the next possession, Katino Mobley's have the ball in his hands in some sort of isolation situation.
First held ball tonight gives it to Tri-State. Julius Irving, the doctor, will take a timeout. The Power leading by 10. Katino Mobley led the league last week, scoring 28, and he has delivered again here in his home city with 19.
This guy has always been a great one-on-one player. I think he thinks it's a little bit disrespectful when you play him what we call single coverage. Saying, hey, I need to be double teamed. Can't triple team me.
We talked about these two at the top. Katina Mobley has held up his end of the bargain over the course of this whole game. What a start for Amar'e Stoudemire, but only 2 points since halftime.
Yeah, Katino's outscoring him 10-2 in the second half. Stoudemire, he was very successful at driving the ball to the basket. Seems like Big Baby Davis have negated and slowed him down on all of his drives. So he's going to try to force him into some jump shots.
Power is 3 points away. Tri-State brings Stoudemire with Richardson and Robinson. Nate and J. Rich trying to keep hope alive. Robinson, the drive, and finishes. Thought he was fouled by Mobley.
Yep. Look for Katino Mobley on this play to be the decision maker. Either he's going to score it or he's going to find somebody with a pass. And look for them to go to Katino Mobley here.
Richardson denied Mobley. Thompson way off the mark.
See, they thought they had a mismatch with Nate going to Thompson, but Katino needs to get the ball. They're 0 for 2 in their last 2 possessions.
Nate the crossover. They'll shoot a 2-point shot with Power leading Tri-State 47-39. Beautifully done. Hopefully not too little too late for Tri-State. Robinson starting to come on late in the first half with 10 points here tonight. 11 NBA seasons for the 35-year-old. Nate Robinson limited last week, didn't practice, scored just 2 points. And 2 big ones there. It's a 6-point game.
This game's going to go down to the wire.
Robinson, 4-point shot. Trying to get his own rebound. It was deflected out. Now, when a team hits 46, if you make a free throw and you're trailing, you get it back. So that was a big possession for Tri-State. Mobley almost took it away.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of trying to get Cuttino Mobley involved in every pick and roll situation.
For 2. Mobley knocks it down. They're 1 point away.
Cuttino Mobley would take every shot on every possession until Power wins this game if I was coaching Power. I know that's what Nancy's thinking about.
Stoudemire against Big Baby. Quick release, yes, for Amar'e Stoudemire. But now Power. Chance to win it here in Philly.
Last 2 times, Cuttino took the ball out, so they've made an adjustment here. Thompson's taking the ball out. Here we go.
Cat, Jay Rich. Power for the win. Mobley. Robinson never hit the rim. In the lane. In and out. Now it's Mobley for the win. The Philly guy trying to wrap it up. Just down the road from where he grew up in the only section. Richardson. Point game still for Power.
Mismatch inside with Cuttino and Nate Robinson.
Cuttino Mobley. There it is. Wins it for Power, leaving it all on the floor in his home city, and the defending champs survive Tri-State. 28 last week, Avery. 23 here tonight. Cuttino Mobley, 51 points through 2 weeks.
And we talked about consistency from week to week. We had a lot of guys that had big games last week, didn't even score double figures this week, but Cuttino Mobley put together back-to-back incredible weeks to lead his team to victory.
14 for Mobley after halftime. And Power 2-0 without their captain, Corey Maggette.
The float tank is going to look really good this week for Cuttino Mobley.
Sleep well.
Sleep well.
51-43 the final. Power wraps up the triple header with the win. Earlier wins tonight from the three-headed monsters, and in game 1 it was Moon with 21. Jamaria Moon leading the Ghost Ballers to victory. Let's go to Brandon Tierney with Nancy Lieberman.
Okay, Coach. First of all, Cuttino just left the court, and I talked to him during halftime. Little vertigo. How's he feeling? Because he looked like he was battling at the end there.
It started last week, but he is such a pro's pro and mentally tough, and I don't know what else to say about the guy who hit the game-winning shot to win.
He's a machine, and I want to ask you as a coach, is there extra pressure to make sure he gets the shot to ice it in his hometown?
There's not extra pressure. You know we want to put certain players in certain areas. At the end of the game, he's such a great foul shooter. He can close out a possession.
You know, and you apologize, you didn't need to, but I tried to get up with you at halftime before, and we rolled in some great footage when Quentin Richardson was incredibly complimentary of you, and I wanted to get your reaction to that. You fit in on any court, in any part of the world, with any gender, but to coach men and to get the respect that you so clearly do, what does that mean to you?
It means everything. I mean, as a coach, you want to be a good leader, a good influencer, and I want to be able to empower our players to have them play at a level that makes them champions. And I've been blessed with an amazing group of men. It's really an honor. It's a player's game, and we coaches go for the ride.
Empowering the power?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you go. Legend. She gets the win.
All right, BT. Lady Magic for a reason. Nancy Lieberman and Power. Winners in the finale of our triple header. 51-43. Ghost Ballers And three-headed monsters victorious as well. So for Avery Johnson, Brandon Tierney, our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network in association with the Big 3. After the break, stay tuned for the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. As we say, good night from Philadelphia.